Alright, we are working in the Quest Travel database. We're going to take a look at forms. So we're going to go to the Create tab and create a new form using the Form Wizard. So that's this option right here. Alright, and we're going to identify the tables and queries that we want to add, which fields are going to be in this form as we're entering data. And we want to go to the tables, tours, and we're going to select all fields by hitting the double arrow. We're going to click next, and this is the layout. We're going to use columnar. Click next, and tours entry form is the name. And then we're going to hit open. We see the first record down here at the bottom. You can see we have 1 out of 47 records, and you can hit the arrow to the right and go to the next record, and you'll just keep going through them. This is automatically how things are laid out. So that's it. Now we can hit the close. And now we're going to create another one. Okay, go customers table. And then we're going to go to the Create tab. And we want more forms. And we're going to choose a split form. And hit this add existing field, so it kind of gets rid of that extra field list here. Gets rid of that. And then click in the state where it says MO. And on the home tab, we're going to go to the sort and filter grouping. And we're going to select the selection, and we're going to say does not equal MO. So now it shows all of the states except Montana. So down here in the listing you can see there's no Montana. Okay, we need to click we're going to select Des Moines down here. Dallas Center is what this needs to. And then click anywhere else, and it will update the city to Dallas Center. And then click on Jacob. Okay, if you select the whole record like this, we're gonna choose with the arrow to the left of the number Kristen Collins. And we're gonna hit the delete button. There's a couple of different ways. You can right click, select delete, or you can go up here in the edit records and hit the delete. And it's saying if you delete this, there's going to be orphaned records left over in the sales. So it's not allowing us to, because there's still a relationship there that's going on with Kristen Collins and the sales table. So we need to fix that if we intend to actually delete it. So when we're done here, we're gonna go ahead and hit close and yes to save it. Leave the name customers. Okay, now we're gonna manipulate the form. Once we have a form created, we're gonna change the layout and how the fields are set up. So we're gonna right click on the tourist entry form. Oh, we don't need update software. So down here in the forms, we see the tours entry form. Right click on that and go to layout view. Okay, we're gonna go to the third record, so hit this twice. And click where it says tour number label. Click between the words tour and number and press the space bar. Okay, and we're gonna go to the home tab up here and change the color. We're gonna change the font color to red. And we're gonna do the same thing with tour name, double click and space it out and make it red as well. Okay, we're gonna highlight the actual field for city, hold the shift key down, and also hold the state. And we're gonna change the box size to about half of the normal size. And that changes both. Okay, I'm also going to go through and make a few more changes to each of these so it actually looks readable. And again, we're just changing the form. We're not changing the actual table itself. This is just the form. If we go into the tours form, we'll see that tour number still is without a space. And tour name still is without a space when we look at those fields. So I'm gonna go in there and take a look at that. I'm gonna close this down, save it, and go into the tours, and you can actually see the tour name and the tour number, whoops, are still named. Those fields are still named without a space. So all we did is modify what the form reads, so the person entering the data will understand what actually goes in there, in case we use some sort of crazy abbreviation. I'll go ahead and click close tours. We just want to take a look at that. We're going to move on to adding fields to a form. We want to open up the tours entry form. If you don't have it already open, open it back up. And we're going to change the layout view, if you're not already there. And to the design tab, we're going to click on add existing fields, and we'll see them show up. See the show all tables. Now we can actually see all the different tables. The tours table, the sales, states, tour categories. And we're going to expand the tour categories. We're going to select the description right here. And we're going to drag it directly underneath price. So click and drag. Oh. Okay. So by selecting just the field, not the name of the field, but just the field where the data is, you can resize and line up the actual field so it'll fit. So if you click over here, you can resize the description. So it lines up with the others. Okay, hit the Add Existing Fields button so it disappears. And then change your view to Form View. And go to Add New Record. And you'll see how it's laid out. And then underneath here you can see you can select different type of description. We're not going to create a new record. Just wanted to take a look at it. Okay. Still within the tour entry form, we're going to change to design view now. We're going to get a little more complicated. Instead of just changing the layout, we're going to change it to design. So in the design view, we have the form header, we have the main body of the form, and then the form footer. So similar to what you guys see in Word. Okay, and then looking around, we're going to make a change to the city. So we're going to click the city label and press and hold the shift key, and so then select the city text box as well. So they're both selected. Select the city or the state abbreviation and the state abbreviation text box as well. Okay, underneath the arrange, we're going to click the size space button. And we're going to choose to the shortest. Okay, now we need to just click somewhere in a blank spot. And the state abbreviation text box. And then we're going to use the pointer. So see how my mouse changes to a pointer when I hover over the actual line itself. We're going to move it up. Or move it down. Okay, and it looks like they want us to move the city down as well. So click there, let's move the city down. Okay, on the design tab, we're going to click the little ABC. Then click in between the duration and city. Insert a new box. Okay. And then we might want to move it over just a little bit so we can see it. Okay, in the text 20 on the left, we're going to type tour and date. I click this new text box here, and in the data tab, it should be right. Right here, property sheet. So that's the property sheet for this field, the text field. We're going to click on data. And right here for the control source property, we're going to type. Let's see if I can make this a little wider. We're going to type equals bracket tour start date, and you can just select it here because no, you're pulling it out of an actual table. So double click that and it should automatically pop up if you typed it in correctly, plus bracket duration, and then double click duration. So that's what you should have typed in there. Press the enter key and it should automatically update. Okay, so now we're done with the property sheet. Hit close, and let's resize this so it fits in here a little better. And then hit the view tab up here, change your view to form view, and then we can see the tour end date. If we wanted to change the layout, we could go back to layout design and change the alignment so it matches the alignment over here. Underneath home, we can change the alignment to the right justified. Now it better matches up with what's up here at the start date. So even though the tour end date isn't necessarily a field that we have existing in an existing table, while somebody's entering in a tour, they enter in the start date and the duration, and it will instantly populate the tour end date. So if a customer calls and says, well, when will I be returning? And they'll be able to identify the actual date instead of just, well, 3 days later. So they don't have to do the math in their head. 7, 6, so that means 3 plus 6 is 9. So 7, 9 you'll be returning. It just kind of shows the information right away. Okay, so if you keep hitting the tab key, so you'll just, oh, we gotta go back to design view. Keeping in the tab key, see how it just tabs right past it? Go ahead and try that. Click up here on the tour number and the tour name, and then it goes duration. Hit the tab key, and it bypasses the tour end date because it's not an actual field you can enter in any information. So arrow to the right, and you'll see the duration. Okay, now we're going to go back to design view. Okay, if you don't have it already highlighted, go ahead and hit the text box so it's highlighted. Okay, in the property sheet, we're going to go to the other tab here now. And we are going to go to the, double click the tab stop property. And we're going to change it from yes to no. And then change down here, change the name property sheet. Instead of text 20, we're going to call this tour and date. No spaces. Press the view button now up here. Put the tab key through it. You see how it just keeps incrementing us from one record to the next. Okay, we're going to go back to the design view. And then we're going to go to the tab order button. And we can see the order in which things are going to be tabbed. When you hit the tab key, you can change the order that they go through. So a lot of times when people are entering information, and usually if it's from a sheet that somebody's filled out, you can change, they usually read it from top to bottom, left to right, so you can change the order of which fields are tabbed into next as they're entering the data to match the sheet of paper they're recording it from, or whatever order that they want to set it in. Okay, we don't need to make any changes, but you can see that the end date is at the bottom. And you can click and drag that around and make the changes. And hit OK. We're not going to make any changes in there. Alright, so now we can hit the close the property sheet, and let's close the tours entry form and save it. Okay, open that table back up again. This time we're gonna be in layout view. And we're going to select the Insert Image button. So make sure before you select Insert Image that you select the Tours Entry Form header. That's where we're going to put the image. Go ahead and click Browse. And we're going to select the Quest logo. It should default right into your Access Unit C if you're not there already. And now it gives us the little crosshairs that we can actually draw the box. So let's go ahead and draw one right about the this right about here above the number 1. We're gonna click. Oh, you know what? We're gonna have to delete this because it automatically put it into the body of the form. We're gonna want to go into Design View to make this change. So to delete that image, right click on it and delete row, and it gets rid of it. Go here to Design View. Now we can do background image, and it uses your last one that you just had. Again, I wasn't selected inside my header. So I'm gonna undo, click inside my header. Now do the Insert Image. Make sure you're on Design tab up here. And then we're gonna go right about the 3-inch mark. And we're gonna go down right about there. Again, you can make your header a little bit longer by using the mouse. And then you can bring this down to the 1-inch mark. So you can grab the corners of images, otherwise the image will get distorted. Okay, by double clicking on the image, you can see the properties of the image. Property sheet should show up. And you can see the attributes of it. Alright, I think that's about all they want us to make a change here. So if we take a look through the view, you can see our logo up there. Looks all nice and pretty and official. In a new record, we can see that we are able to type in a new record. Okay, and they also point out that you can also do file print, and you just do print preview, and it will print that logo on the top of the page, and then all of the records in order. So close print preview. That's it. You can close this down. Go ahead and save changes. We're done.